The Samsung Galaxy A54, a successor to the Galaxy A53 from last year, a device that defines the mid-range category, or should I say a device that sets the benchmark for mid-range smartphones. It is where you get the most value if you're not ready to pay a premium for a Samsung flagship device. The A series comes with most features found on the flagship series with very minimal compromise just to keep the cost moderate. But at about 318,000 Naira or $450 for the 8GB and 256GB version that I have here, is that moderate enough? Let's find out. Starting up with the design and build quality, there is no denying that the A54 design is heavily influenced by the flagship model. That's the S23 series, and that's a good thing. I guess Samsung is trying to unify its design across the board, so wherever you see a Galaxy device, it won't be mistaken for something else. This approach makes it unique. It makes it feel special from anything else out there. Just like its predecessor, the A54 supports IP67 dust and water resistance. It is built to withstand water splash and dust. Still on the design, I love the rounded frame that surrounds the whole body, making it comfortable to hold. It looks very sleek and compact. The back panel is made from glass, which gives it a premium feel. This is also a step above its predecessor because this is the first time an A-series device is coming with a glass build. One can say that the build quality isn't too far away from the S23 series. I love the size, how compact it is, and how it feels in the hand. It comes in 4 unique colors, which are awesome lime, awesome graphite, violet, and white, which is what I have here. At half the price of the S23, you are getting a lot from the design standpoint. However, I really wish Samsung had given the back glass right here a matte finish. The glossy finish here will attract a lot of grease and smudges. Other than that, this is nice. I really love how minimal and clean the whole design looks. It just makes it feel so special. Speaking of special, if you subscribe to my channel, not only will you show your support to the channel, it will make me feel special. On the right side of the device, we've got the power button and the volume rocker keys. Then at the bottom, we've got the speaker grill, a USB Type-C charging port, and a dual microphone. On top of the device, we have a SIM slot that can take dual hybrid SIM. Hybrid in the sense that it can either take 2 SIM without a micro SD card or a single SIM with a micro SD card. Then we have another microphone at the top of the device. This is to ensure clean and clear calls and general recording. At the back of the device, we have a 3-camera setup. We have the 50 megapixels main camera, a 12 megapixels ultra wide camera, and a 5 megapixels macro lens. The Samsung Galaxy A54 comes with a 6.4 inches 1080p Super AMOLED display with 120Hz high refresh rate. It supports HDR10 Plus and up to 1000 nits of peak brightness and 403 pixels per inch density. Both the front and back glass add a strong protection layer, which is Gorilla Glass 5. This display uses a punch hole style that houses a 32 megapixel selfie camera. Guys, it is not new that Samsung makes the best display on any smartphone out there, and the A54 here is not an exception. However, it doesn't level up to the Samsung S23 series, but it is very close. The display is sharp, colors are nice, everything appears decent and contrasty enough. Using it outdoor isn't an issue at all thanks to the 1000 nits of peak brightness. You can see clearly even in harsh lighting condition. Watching YouTube videos, TikTok, and general media consumption on this device is super amazing. Apart from the slight thick bezel around the display, there is nothing to actually complain about the display. Still on the display, the A54 comes with an in-display or under-display fingerprint scanner. Since it is not using an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner like its flagship brothers, it is not as snappy as those ones, but it is still very fast and responsive. The speakers on the Samsung Galaxy A54 are impressive. They sound super amazing with impressive bass level and mids. Since it is a stereo system, it has a balanced sounding effect. With Dolby Atmos sounds, it makes gaming and watching videos fun. Just take a listen. It has become a tradition for Samsung not to include any accessories within the box of its modern smartphone. The only thing you're going to get is a USB Type-C cable and a paper guide. So be prepared to get yourself a charger, most preferably a Samsung charger, because most generic chargers might not charge your Samsung device properly. Now let's talk about specs and performance. The Samsung Galaxy A54 comes with 8GB of RAM and 128GB or 256GB of storage. Samsung's own Exynos 1380 5nm octa-core CPU and a Mali G68 GPU that handles all the graphics activity. Obviously, this is a mid-range processor, so lower your expectations slightly. At least that's what I thought, but this has proven me wrong. This thing got some punch. It is very fast and very responsive. I had a terrible experience from last year's A53, so I kind of kept my expectation low, but the A54 right here has really impressed me a lot. It is very fast and super responsive. Scrolling is fast, opening up is fine, multitasking and overall performance is impressive. On the Geekbench result, we have a respective single-core score of 1003 and a multi-core score of 2746. This goes to show the performance level and the difference between this and its predecessor. The 120Hz high refresh rate on here makes scrolling super fast and responsive. I played Call of Duty Mobile on high frame rates and medium graphics settings and the gameplay was good. Performance on the A54 is very impressive and I've never experienced any performance drop so far. But one thing to note here is that the device can get slightly warm while gaming for a long period of time. The A54 is 5G enabled smartphone, so you're always going to get smooth download of large files and smooth online streaming if you're in the 5G coverage area. As for the software, the A54 is running Android 13 with One UI Core 5.1. Like I always say, Samsung One UI is superior to any other Android skin out there. Maybe stock Android is slightly better, but One UI has grown with a high level of consistency, with a rock-solid stability, packed with features and optimization. It is fluid with smooth animation. It feels fast and very responsive. It is very clean with minimal bloatware and ads. It just makes the experience feel slightly better than anything else. The experience here feels similar to the more expensive offering. Unlike the flagship version, you're getting 4 years of Android software updates and 5 years of security updates. That is impressive, and Samsung is the only brand that stretches this far when it comes to updating their smartphone. Very close to what Apple is doing with the iPhone. Speaking of security, the A54 has Samsung Knox, meaning your A54 is fully backed with Knox security to ensure device safety at all times. This adds an extra layer of security on your Android smartphone. There is also Samsung K+ that covers accidents during regular use, such as drop, damage, spill, or cracked screen. While not all repairs and replacements are free, Samsung K+ provide a hefty discount in repairing or replacing your device if something happens to it. Isn't that impressive? Okay, let's talk about the brand new 50 megapixels camera at the back of this device. Images from this device are remarkably impressive, especially when taken in a well-lit environment. It has decent dynamic range, punchy colors, and accurate exposure. The photos look pleasing to the naked eyes. Like I said, this does not measure up to the S23 series in picture quality, but it is pretty damn close. You get a well-balanced image, and I was also impressed with the portrait images, especially when it comes to details and edge detection. The background blur was spot on, leaving the subject properly exposed. In low light, the A54 did pretty well, even though some of the images looked soft. Night mode saw slight improvement, and I was able to get good night shots even though details weren't too present. The ultra-wide images look good, but it lacks details, and most times the images appear soft. Kindly go through the images and tell me what you think about it in the comments. When it comes to video, the A54 is able to capture up to 4K 60 frames per second, but with no video stabilization. If you want your footage stabilized, you have to step down to 1080p mode. 4K 30 frames is a sweet spot for me. So I recorded this entire footage in 4K 30 frames per second, and the footage looks pretty decent and sharp. So guys, this is the raw footage from the Samsung Galaxy A54. Shooting in 4K 30 frames per second. And wow, this is amazing. This looks amazing. This is super impressive. The 32 megapixel selfie camera shows Samsung's strength yet again. The images look sharp and detailed. Dynamic range was spot on, as well as the overall image quality. Everything just looks great. Hey guys, so this is the front facing camera of the Samsung Galaxy A54. I'm currently shooting in 4K 30 frames per second, and from what I'm seeing here, this looks super amazing. It really looks nice. I like my skin tone right here. I like the dynamic range. Guys, can you guys see this? This looks super amazing. I really love this. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the audio quality as well. Man, this looks amazing. When it comes to battery life, the A54 comes with a 5000 mAh battery and it is rock solid. It can comfortably last the entire day on a single charge, which should be more than enough for most people. With my heavy usage, I always end up with at least 20% of battery life at the end of the day. Guys, that is impressive. The only sad thing about the A54 is that it doesn't come with a charger out of the box, so you have to go out there and get yourself a charger. Man, what a sad time that we live in. In conclusion, I was skeptical about the performance judging from the experience I had with last year's A53. But the A54 right here has proven that Samsung can actually make the Exynos chipset much better. I'm really impressed with the performance, build quality, and overall experience. So, if you feel like the S23 series is way above your budget and you want the best experience that Android has to offer, the Samsung Galaxy A54 right here is a device for you. I feel like this answers the question that I asked initially. Is this worth the price that Samsung is asking? It's a solid yes for me. It packs all the bells and whistles that you get from a proper Samsung flagship device at a fraction of the cost. However, if you think buying it outright might be a bit of a stretch for you, Samsung Nigeria has FlexPay that enables its customers to pay a monthly installment fee for their preferred Samsung devices, from 12,900 Naira monthly to a period of 3 to 12 months, which is very impressive. So walk into any Samsung retail outlet or any authorized stores and check it out. So that is it guys, that is my in-depth review of the Samsung Galaxy A54. What do you guys think? Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed watching this video, kindly drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you in the very next one.